Have you ever taken a trade that looks absolutely perfect, but yet it still hits your stop loss? Let me know. The missing piece is often what we call a confluence. So in this video, I'll be breaking down what a confluence is, why it matters, and how to use it to stack the odds in your favor when trading. Now, whether you're a price action purist or a technical trader, it doesn't matter, because confluence is the tool that separates impulsive trades from high probability setup. And it doesn't matter if you're trading forex, stocks, futures, indices, it doesn't matter what you're trading. It literally is necessary to have confluences. So let's get on the charts. Hey traders, so we're on the charts and today we're going all in on confluences. And really, I want to start off with what is a confluence, because sometimes a lot of people get confused with the terminology and they really don't understand what it is. So a confluence literally means multiple factors coming together to support a trade idea. It is literally where two or more technical signals overlap. Now, there are many different things that we can use as confluences. Some of them would be support and resistance, or Fibonacci, trend lines, moving averages, indicators like our RSI, MACD, or just pure price action, right? Now, let me kind of solidify some of these confluences that you can use. Now, I'm going to start off with my favorite, the one that I use all day, every day. It's literally market structure and Fibonacci, right? When price pulls back to a previous resistance or support level, when we've got support turning resistance and vice versa, that is literally my golden zone. And I like to align that with my fib to see what's happening, because that becomes a powerful confluence. So if we're on the charts here, one of the key things that I'm literally now seeing is that we've got a strong support level based on where price is currently at. So I'll take my horizontal tool and I'll highlight this, right? And if you look, we were here, 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 there we go. Multiple taps at this one little place, right? One place, multiple taps. So this is showing us a strong flip zone, basically, where we had resistance becoming support right here. Then, of course, it becoming resistance again, becoming support. So this is a strong confluence zone, right? Now, ideally, you can use this alongside your Fibonacci, right? To see what price is actually doing and why is price reacting to this level like so, right? So that's one combo. You could also use your trend lines alongside chart patterns or your candlestick patterns, meaning that if a trend line touches or coincides with a bullish engulfing candle, that's a potential reversal, right? So if it is that we've got a trend and we see that we've got trend going on like this, and you can see this here, right here, we've got this strong bullish engulfing candle over it. You can see where we've retested the structure of the trend line and we climbed higher, right? But this is merely just a pullback. Yeah, because you can see we came back to the support level. But all of this, you would literally be able to identify if you're using the right tools or what we call confluences, right? That's literally what it is. So you also have indicators like your RSI. You can use that alongside your support zone, meaning that if the RSI is oversold by itself, it's weak. But when you combine it with a horizontal demand zone, right, you basically have a strong reason to consider a long position, right? A strong reason. So if I pop on an RSI, right, we are literally at this area here where we're overbought. So we are having price here, oversold, overbought. But the overbought is in alignment with the top where we dropped. So, I mean, these are all confluences that you can use. And I literally have a video, right? I'll pin it here so that you can watch it regarding the stochastic RSI. Okay, so I want you to understand these are all confluences. Yeah, you can use your moving averages as well. So we can pop our moving averages on, and I'm not saying we're using all of this together, right? We can use our moving averages alongside what we call break and retest levels, okay? So what happens is that if price breaks a key structure, pulls back, and then, taps into the 50 EMA at the same zone, that basically gives you a confluence right there. So we've popped this on, we just make it 50, right? And we're really anticipating based on, what we're seeing, the rejection here and everything, we're thinking, price potentially wants to go low, right? We're seeing a lot of bearish momentum, a lot of rejection here where price is currently, right? All you'd have to do is to go down now from your 1 hour to your 5-minute time frame. So ideally speaking, we can see that we're bearish, right? So your planning, every trade must have a plan in place, and you trade your plan and nothing else. If it is your risk to reward is 1 to 3, stick to that and execute once price does what you're anticipating it to do, right? That's literally what it is. So right now we're on the outskirt here of the 50 EMA, and we're anticipating that we're gonna push down, but we're waiting on price to break structure, retest before we get in. One of the fundamental thing about trading is that you've got to be patient, right? You have got to be patient. Being, in a rush, it is not necessary. Honestly, once price comes to you, you're gonna see it. The move is gonna be so clear, you're gonna say, whoa, can I get a whoa? Yeah, guys, if you're getting any value so far from this video about confluences, make sure to drop value in the comments and make sure to smash the like button on this one. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because this is where we teach you how to become a profitable trader for a lifetime. So if that's something that you want to sign up for, make sure you stick around until you become the profitable individual that God has designed you to be in this trading space. Right? So you can see we've got a lovely break of structure there. Absolutely incredible. Right? So you would literally now be looking for a retest. Right? We were on the 1 hour. You saw clear structure there. Right? Nice and easy going. Let's move this so that you can see. Right? And I'm going to show you one thing that we're looking for now. Now I'm going to take my Fibonacci from this high to this low where we had the pullback. And I'm going to measure where we pull back. We pull back right around the 50%, which is a good retracement level. Nice bearish engulfing candle here. So what I'm going to be expecting is that based on my confluences, my entry is going to be here on the close of this candle, stop loss, giving it some breathing space, and my take profit could potentially be here. But because I'm a 1 to 3 trader, I'll give my trade some breathing room, and this is what it would look like, right? But potentially we're getting back into this zone. Now, all I have to do is to look to my left just to confirm where this is. We could potentially come all the way back here, but I'll take profit just above this zone because we could get some reaction around here where we've got this rejection. So I'm taking profit here and I'm out of the trade there if price gets there. basically, for my 1 to 3. Okay, so this is how you plan based on price action, based on what price is doing. So we've broken through our level, we've pulled back, retested structure right here, and we're getting that nice confirmation candle, which is a bearish engulfing. We're in that trade. Okay, so you just want to have some confluences to back up what's happening. I've got my support and resistance zone right there. We had a lovely break of that zone. Retest confirmed. Retest lining up with my 50% on my Fibonacci tool. And of course, I'm in that trade looking to take profit, right? At a 1 to 3, risk to reward ratio and locking in some profits. So as you can clearly see, we're in profits on this, and it's all just about confluences. All right, it's really just about getting those confirmation, getting things to align, basically. Right? Right? That's literally it. Confluences. You just want to get things to align as best as you possibly can. Look at that beautiful move. Absolutely incredible. And this is really just from pure price action, which is your support and resistance levels, using the EMA to guide or move. All right, you can clearly see that we're fully below the exponential, the 50 EMA. We're fully below that, and our fib was also another strong confirmation there. Right, so ideally I want you to understand take profit smashed right there, as you can clearly see. You just want some confluences, right? That's it. So I'm going to be dropping a checklist, right? For those of you who stay until the very end, you will have access to a PDF checklist, which is a Confluence checklist that will give you a simple framework when you're trading. So if you want that process, be sure to click the link in the description below, and you'll have access to that to lock in on some good entries and exits for your trades. Okay, with that said, I want you to understand that confluence zones are everything. Confluence zones are everything. And here are some common mistakes that traders generally make. You're forcing confluences, meaning that you don't see anything lining up, but then you're now creating things in your head to line up because you want to take a trade. And I want you to understand that that's not how it works. Don't you cherry pick indicators just to justify a trade, right? And do not have too many things on your charts causing what we call paralysis analysis. Just make it simple, right? I was looking at pure price action with just a support and resistance zone. Only put this fib on to get full confirmation, and then that's pretty much it, right? So make it simple, not too complex. And of course, don't you ever ignore market structure, right? I'll remove this fib and I'll show you this. Market structure is everything. If you've got strong support at this zone, yeah, expect price to trade into that zone and react to it, right? That's literally what it is. Don't you ignore market structure. Don't you see price moving up and decide that you're going to push it down. That's not how it works. Don't you see price trading into a supply zone and decide that you want to sell it before it gets to the supply zone. Okay, so be mindful of market structure, because market structure is everything. Okay, so let me do a quick recap on this. Confluences literally means stacking evidence to support your trade idea. The more confirmations you have, meaning your structure, your Fibonacci, your indicators, or chart patterns, the stronger the case to win, or the stronger the probability is to win. Always trade with a plan and don't rely on just one indicator. Confluence brings clarity, it brings confidence, and it brings consistency to your trading. If this helped you any at all, understanding confluences, remember, smash that like button and be sure to drop value in the comments down below so that I know I've delivered value to you in this video. Okay, now here's a bonus tip that I want you to understand. always look for confluence zone. Just like I looked for, my strong zone of support and resistance, highlighted it with this, then, matched it up with my Fibonacci and all of those. Find your confluence zones, right? And of course, trading is all about reacting and not predicting. Don't you dictate the price where to go. Wait on price to go where it wants to go, set a trap, and then allow it to come into your trap, and then of course execute, right? So make it simple, not too complex, and I know that you will win. So be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so, because this is where we help you become the profitable trader that God has intended you to be. With that said, we are at the end of this video, and I do want you to understand that you have to put God first in everything you do. Yes, that includes in your trading journey. Put him first, and of course, you will win. You just have to give it time, be patient with the process, trust the process, and execute as best as you can all day, every day, and you will win. The winning season is about to pop, but you have to understand that it's a process. It takes time. Just keep going. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.